I had a gentleman, he worked at Detroit, Motor City for a long time, retired from there. He was a Muslim man. And it was his job. He traveled from church to church to sit down with pastors or deacons or anyone who would listen to him. And it was his job to convince them that the Christian faith was wrong. And he was really good at it. And how he won is the pastors would always get mad because they would say something degrading about Jesus. And you say, well, hey, you talk about Jesus, I'm going to get mad too. No, just relax. And we sat in a Starbucks for almost 2 hours. Ask John. John remembers when the guy showed up. And we sat there, and he kept talking and talking. And I was listening, and I would affirm what he was saying. I was like, I completely understand, and yep, I get that. Because he uses the New Testament for his arguments. He doesn't come in with the Quran. He knows I'm not going to listen to that. He comes in with the testimony from the New Testament, our own book, to demonstrate how his faith is true and ours is wrong. And he started getting heated, and I'm not doing anything. I'm just listening, and I keep affirming what he's saying. Yep, that's exactly what it says. It's exactly what it says. And he's just like, and he finally slaps the table, and I'm like, uh-oh. And he goes, how come you're not mad? I mean, just furious. I'm like, what do you mean? You should be mad by now. Everybody else gets mad. I'm like, well, I'm not mad. Well, how come you're not mad? I was like, you haven't offended me. I just told you Jesus was not the Christ and the prophet is better. How can that not make you mad? And I said, because it's not true. How can I be offended by something that's not true? You haven't hurt my feelings. You haven't hurt my faith. You haven't hurt my belief system. Many of us walk through life believing that every doubt that pops in our head or every fear or every statement that somebody makes is an attack on us and it's an attack on God. Not if it's true. It's just another wandering soul trying to figure this life out because they're going through the same garbage you are. And the people that in my life right now on Facebook that post the most degrading things about God and the most things about Jesus, just really making fun of him, and Christians, we have to be the dumbest people on the planet to believe this stuff. This isn't always across the board, but in most part, life has let them down. And if God is as good as I say he is, why would he let that happen to them? So instead of asking the questions, how can I really see this God and know who he is and know how he works? I have to destroy the idea that he even exists. Because if I destroy the idea that he exists, then I don't have to feel any shame and I don't have to feel any guilt and I don't have to worry if he's not real. And they'll spend their whole life trying to remove those feelings from me and others and themselves, but they can't. Because what I believe is what Paul is saying. There's a spirit crying out within them to Dad, but they won't go. And they're kicking and they're screaming and they're fighting.